This movie was so good that it ended up gaslighting me not once but twice. It actually gaslit me after the movie ended somehow. I'm ashamed to say that because I'm the kind of guy who loves figuring out the mystery before the end. Like in a movie like Knives Out, I'll be like working out in my head during the thing, doing math and, you know, trying to piece everything together. And then by the end, it's like, I could have come up with a better ending myself. It was very predictable. But in this one, I was so stressed the whole time that my brain like was just not working. It was in panic mode the whole movie. It was just that good. It like sucks you so far into the experience. Now I get into stuff, but I'm telling you, it'll get anybody like panicky and like stressed out. So the movie's called The Guilty, and we spend it following the perspective of a 911 operator called Joe, who gets a really crazy case. It really reminds me of the viral 911 operator videos, you know, like the one where the lady calls up and she starts giving a pizza order, and the operator's just like, you called 911, and she keeps going on the pizza order, and the operator figures out that she's doing it cryptically because the perpetrator is like there with her and she's masking the call, and then you're trying to figure it out in your head, and then you're hoping the 911 operator will figure it out too alongside you. Like that is the feel that this movie gave me, but just with the most anxiety possible. I end up finishing the movie and remembering certain scenes, you know, like in the victim's apartment and on the road in the car, and I was like talking to my wife about it, and she was just like, you do know that the whole movie was shot in that office. Like we didn't actually go anywhere. We were just like we were just in the office the whole time. And I was just like, what? And it just clicked in my head, like we're on the side of the 911 operator. They, unlike most movies, it doesn't show any other perspectives. It doesn't give us any more details than the main character knows. So we're figuring it out alongside him, and we're kind of getting this a lot of cryptic messages or like incomplete answers from different people, and we're having like different attempts from different branches of the police to help us, and it's like nothing's working, and like the situation just goes from bad to worse. And the main character who we follow along the whole time, he was so well written. My guy Joe was the dictionary definition of a loose cannon. Like he was wild. Like this dude at the start, he was just like you. He basically made it out to be like he just didn't want to be there, and he was one day away from getting back onto the streets as a policeman. So like he was already fed up, and then you see a few earlier 911 calls where he's just like he's not having it. Um, and so like you could tell like that this dude is like, you know, you're afraid that when you're like in danger, this is not the dude you want. Like he's gonna end up getting angry at you for like misspelling something or saying something wrong and just hang up on you. But he ends up being different as soon as the situation calls for him, and like he gets on the phone with this case that we follow along with, where the person actually is in trouble and needs help. Like he gets really emotionally involved, and that's part of the problem here as well, because he's a very very emotional and like high strung character. He ends up making a load of rash decisions and trying to call in personal favors and like shouting down people and this and that, and not thinking stuff through. So that's one of the ways they built up suspense, not only by the actual story kind of developing and getting like more and more serious and more close to the end, like where we couldn't help them. You see how I said we, like that's how involved I felt. Like I was sitting with Joe, like helping him figure it out. But the story progressing obviously increases suspense. They did it really well. They wrote it really well. Joe himself was in pieces a lot of the time. His personal life, you could just see going down the drain. And oh, wait a second. Okay, I'm looking down right now, and I see that you haven't clicked the like and subscribe buttons, and I can't see your comment either. So yeah. I think you should leave one right now. Click the like and subscribe button. And yeah, back on point. Um, yeah, as his life was going down the drain, as the story was progressing, and you just see how he's like messed up in his personal life. So like you trust him even less because of these examples of how he shows himself to be irrational and not dependable. And then also like he has like you hear the tinnitus where it's like like the flashbang sound from Call of Duty where it goes, and I've had it really bad, and like I know how like disorientating it is. And also if you have it, usually there's like a strong mental reason why you have it, so it's like even worse because like the people who have it generally are the people who can't handle it. So like I was just like, oh no, this guy's either seen some stuff or done some stuff, and anyway like this is not good. And then like also I think another thing that kind of got me on his side, and like all like my guy Joe was he was an asthmatic, and I was just like, yo, that's my boy right there. Like I have to show empathy to this guy. He's there's not too much representation in media for people with asthma, so we need equal representation. But anyway, so like the just stuff gets so much further emotionally hard for him, especially after each failed attempt to rescue the people involved. And when his decisions kind of come to bite him, um you get so trapped up in everything that's going on that like you genuinely just can't think straight. And when stuff happens, it's like your brain just explodes because you're like focused on like the evidence that you got right now, and then something happens that just completely flips everything on its head, and it's like, oh my god, what's going on? Joe, please don't attack that person, don't do anything dumb, like just try to help them, please. Please stay on focus, Joe. So anyway, I don't want to give away any of the story. Like all of the other videos I've done, the stuff I talk about, I love, and I don't want to ruin them for you. I genuinely just want you to kind of try it out and see how it impacts you as a person. Now, once you're done with the movie and you want to talk about it more, just hit me up in the comments, and I'd love to fangirl over this movie with you. Now, those were all the disjointed thoughts you're going to hear from me in this video, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.